For Pacifica Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. The Supreme Court hears oral arguments today in a historic case over whether a former president, that's Donald Trump, can be prosecuted for efforts to overturn Trump's 2020 election loss to Joe Biden. He's the first former president to be charged with crimes including espionage. Trump claims his actions were official duty and therefore immune from prosecution. There are no explicit presidential immunity protections in the U.S. Constitution. Trump protesters are gathering out front the High Court with signs that say loser, coup, and toxic loser, even if the Supreme Court agrees. Meanwhile, Trump's hush money criminal case continues in a Manhattan courtroom. Jurors will hear more testimony from the former publisher of the National Enquirer, who earlier testified he helped Trump's 2016 presidential campaign to bury and kill stories unfavorable to his presidential bid. A judge will also consider whether Trump is in contempt of court, a charge prosecutors say he violated a gag order imposed by the judge for social media posts he made. 18 Trump allies in Arizona were indicted by a grand jury for efforts to overturn his election loss in that state in 2020. They include Trump former chief of staff Mark Meadows, lawyer Rudy Giuliani, and 16 others, similar to cases in the swing states of Georgia, Nevada, Michigan, and Wisconsin. The Arizona case stems around 11 Republicans who submitted a document to Congress falsely declaring Trump won Arizona in 2020. They include the former state Republican Party chair and are charged with 9 counts each of conspiracy, fraud, and forgery. In Gaza, the death toll of bodies located in mass graves near the Al Nasser hospital has climbed to now 392. More are expected to be unearthed. Gaza civil defense official Mohammed Mughir says bodies appear to be patients, medical staff, people executed whose hands were bound and shot in the head. They found bags of dismembered body parts and other signs of torture. He's calling for an investigation. His comments translated by Al Jazeera.
All the prior evidence indicates that Israeli occupation soldiers committed crimes against humanity, including summary executions in Nasser Medical Complex. And all these suspicions prompt us to call for an international investigation.
He's also calling for an international team of forensic investigators to enter Gaza and help investigate, saying all their forensic facilities have been destroyed. Student activism against the war in Gaza and state repression continues to grow, with new encampments propping up at Emory University in Atlanta, Florida State University, the University of Texas in Austin, where at least 34 students were arrested at an encampment, and the University of Southern California, where 93 were arrested Wednesday. Also at Emerson College in Boston, police arrested 108 students. The U.S. Supreme Court heard oral arguments about Idaho's near total abortion ban Wednesday. Christopher Martinez reports.
The Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act, or EMTALA for short, is one of the few forms of federal universal health care, requiring emergency rooms to provide care to stabilize a patient so they don't die or deteriorate, regardless of ability to pay. But that 1986 law is running afoul of Idaho's state abortion ban. Joshua Turner is Chief of Constitutional Litigation and Policy with the Idaho Attorney General's Office.
If ER doctors can perform whatever treatment they determine is appropriate, then doctors can ignore not only state abortion laws, but also state regulations on opioid use and informed consent requirements.
Justice Sonia Sotomayor disagreed.
If objective medical care requires you to treat women who present the potential of serious medical complications, and the abortion is the only thing that can prevent that, you have to do it.
Elizabeth Prelogar is U.S. Solicitor General.
EMTALA's promise is simple but profound. No one who comes to an emergency room in need of urgent treatment should be denied necessary stabilizing care. This case is about how that guarantee applies to pregnant women in medical crisis.
Outside the court, abortion rights activists held a rally, carrying signs with messages like, "Abortion is health care."
Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
There are 6 more states that have abortion bans similar to Idaho's, and once the High Court rules, sometime before July, the repercussions will be felt far beyond Idaho. I'm Christopher Martinez.
I'm Christina Onnested reporting for Pacifica Radio.